Well, here we are, October Red Boxing, back with the lovely Dan Azeez. Dan Azeez, first of all, welcome back. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Yourself?
Not too bad. This is a difficult fight for me to watch. As you know, Shakan Pitters is a fellow Brummie, yeah, and obviously we get on well as well. It's a tough fight, but it's all about you defending that British title, British light heavyweight title. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, no, it's a great fight. I think it's a interesting one as well. You know, you got Shakan. He's tall, rangy, but he's also got that side in him where he likes to have a scrap. Do you know what I mean? He's not someone who just runs away. Sometimes he wants to give it as well, and that's interesting because I like to stay in the mix and in the pocket and work, and sometimes I like to box. So it's interesting, and he can punch, he can dig. I've seen quite a few of his fights where he's put people down. Um, I've stopped a few people as well, so it's interesting, man, and I'm looking forward to this fight. For some reason, this fight, I'm really like, I can't. I just want to see how it's gonna play out. I don't know what, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm excited, and also just the build up. I've got respect for Shakan. He's got respect for me. We're just at that crossroads where he's trying to get back on the map. I'm trying to show that, look, I'm here to stay and I'm the real deal. Yeah, I'm that guy. So we just have to cross paths, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a good fight.
I know, like you said, obviously there's no animosity. You can see that you're both very respectful with each other. But I just never forget that other fight where it was like you was in the same gym, and that really got personal. I think like maybe if you guys were a little bit closer, it could have got like that again. But because separate cities and you respect each other, you really do. That shows out as well.
Of course, even people that I know and that I thought in like go to the same gym as me and stuff were cool or whatnot, but when you get in that ring, you don't. Yeah, as soon as he laces you, like it's like what? Let's go, like, do you know what I mean? Boxing's ego driven, man. You want to show that I'm that guy. I'm the stronger puncher. I'm fast or whatnot. So regardless, even if you're best friends, even if you're brothers, no matter what, you want to go in there and prove that you're the dominant guy. So like, regardless of whether we got respect for one another, as soon as we get in the ring, that's out of the window. We just want to get the job done. So yeah.
A lot of people are saying you're right. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a tough fight for both of you. You know, the age-old sentence styles make fights. To you, what makes those styles and to make that fight that exciting fight? What is it about both of you? I know I've got my opinion, but I want to hear what yours is on the styles.
Actually, let's. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think? Can I?
You're someone that's used to fighting taller fighters. So when, a lot of people are talking about the size difference, I see you quite comfortable fighting taller fighters because the fight that you had with Jose, your style is quite come forward, aggressive, and I'll go on to shackhands in a bit, and you like to jump into shots because you're used to fighting a taller person.
I'm the midget, like so. That's why my coach called me Super, because I always used to, yeah, like Super Mario. When he used to always, yeah, not even Superman or anything, it's Super Mario. Yeah, when he's always jumping and stuff. So when I used to spar like Lawrence Coley, him, like we've done thousands of rounds. He's like 6'5", he's that. So I'd always be trying to jump up. There's another guy, Umar Sadiq, he's quite tall. Yeah. So I always used to jump up with the jab and whatnot. And you see a lot of boxers doing that as well. Like you see your Hagglers, he used to jump in with the hooks and stuff like that. A lot of old school boxers. Look at what's his name, Braxton. Is it Dwight Kawi Muhammad? He's a short guy, like he's like 5'5", 5'6". So I think he was light heavyweight or cruiserweight world champion. Shorts, like they used to jump into shots, and we have to, like, because that's how we close the range down. That's how we get up there as well and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I used to call me Super, because it's like, yeah, Super Mario. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, it was
My thing, everyone used to just like let's go soldier or soldier. That was my thing. But when I used to always jump, like my coach used to call me Super Mario, because I'm always jumping. Yeah, like so. Yeah.
I'm gonna edit the Super Mario in at the end of this clip. I'm gonna do it, man. The little with the moustache and the wow. See, I see you as that type of fighter. You jump into your shots. So when everyone's talking about the height difference, I think that's what you're used to anyway. Yes, Shakan is extremely tall. Shakan's advantages is he is long and rangy, but he's powerful as well. He's got that, that punch power that can get you out of there.
Like I said, I've seen him in a couple fights, even though it might have gone points or whatnot. He's dropped quite a few people, so there is some power there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just trying not to be at the end of them.
Well, this is where we see where your defence comes in. Do you know what I mean? So talking about the British title that you've got, say for example, you defend it very well. Like I said, I've got to literally sit on the fence with you two. I've got to. You're going to defend it again, or you're going to look to get another belt? Because obviously, Craig Richards had it, didn't he? And then obviously he left that to progress. What are you going to do? I know you can't. All right. In an ideal world,
You know, I've got loads of love for October Red and everything, but I can't disrespect Shakan and start talking about other fights and whatnot. I got to get the job done tomorrow, and then all the questions everyone wants, I'll answer everything. But for now, it's just about Shakan, and that's my mentality, man. And I think that's what's got me to where I am. I don't start thinking, after this. Obviously, we've all got an end goal, and we've all got that road that we're trying to get to. But for me, it's step by step, man. Like, Shakan's a good fighter, former British champion. He's got it all on the line to prove. So I can't look past him, if I'll be honest with you. So with that question, that's going to have to be a to be continued.
we can do that. Yeah, no, of course it is, because I want your opinion, and I get it, because sometimes it's like, hold on a minute, you haven't even got through this one yet, and you're looking back. But it's like I like to call it a roadmap, because everyone's got a plan, really, haven't they? I know you're moving through the motions, and like you said, you can only focus on what's in front of you. But it's just about, okay, let's see where he's angling, and I'm doing that because the light heavyweight division, as you know, in the UK, is quite tasty. It's just getting them to fight each other that seems to be the problem. And credit to Craig Richards, credit to yourself, and credit to Shakan, and yes, of course, Joshua Buatsi.
Yarda and Linden, they fought. Even me and Jose was one of the top boys at the and if he was still at light heavy, I would still consider him as one of the top guys in the light heavyweight scene. But obviously he's moved up or whatnot. And then now you got me and Shakan. Craig's done it with Shakan and Buatsi. It's me and Shakan's turn, and we should just keep that ball going. Like I always mention, like come on, back in the day, the super middleweights or the middleweights, you had Eubank, Watson, Ben. That's just three. We've got how many? So if people are still years after talking about that era, we want to be in that same breath. I remember back in the day, them light heavies, like you had this. So we all need each other to create our own legacy. Like everyone says, you need a good dance partner. So I can't have a legacy without the likes of Shakan Pitters and fighting if I just keep fighting nobodies like or whatnot, what's that gonna do for my legacy? It's not about the money or just fighting for these Mickey Mouse belts. It's about your legacy, and that's what I'm about. That's what drives me. That's my why. Do you know what I mean? I heard someone saying the other day, I was interviewing someone was interviewing me, and they were like, yeah, Shakan said he's better than you in every department. Like he's got a better job, this, that. And what I said is, it's not even that. He probably does have a better job. He probably is more schooled. Most people that have boxed, they're coming from a better schooling background, but it's not just that. It's your passion. It's your why. Why do you box? Like, what drives me? When I'm in that ring, what's that driving force? You think Jose wasn't a good boxer? You're mad. He's a brilliant boxer, former British champion, ABA champion. Like, I couldn't even lace his boots if when we was in the amateurs, do you know what I mean? But it's about other like factors, do you know what I mean? What drives you, your passion to in this sport and whatnot. So that's what's got me to where I am. That's what, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's a good point. But it's a good point that you make, and it's something that is to be kind of like admired and respected, because obviously anyone that's speaking with a fighter, they're not going to say, oh, my opponent's better than me. They're going to sing their own praises. They're going to blow their own trumpet. But it's nice to see that there is a lot of respect in between you. But going back to like, did you obviously? Well, I'm presuming that you did. You watched the Craig Richards versus the Joshua Buatsi. Now that was momentous for a lot of us. from the ring walk, the contrasts of the music, from the Caribbean, to the continent, everything about it was phenomenal. And those are the shows, like you said, those are the things that we aren't going to forget. And it's great to be a part of a legacy like that.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch that fight again. Not even as like a contender or watching them to see what they do wrong or what they do right. I would watch it because it's entertaining. I'll go back and watch your Lyndon Arthur and Yard fights. I'll go back and watch like Shakan and Craig again because they're entertaining. Like they're good fights. Like fists against nobodies or whatnot. Not interested. Just as a fan, this is what people tune in to watch. Fights like that where they can go back and watch. How many fights this day and age do you actually go back and watch? But we'll go back to them old school 80s fights and what, because they're legacy fights. Do you know what I mean? They're timeless fights, and that's what I think we need to do in our generation, create them timeless fights where we always go back to them. And even the other day with Billam Smith and
Yeah, Isaac.
Isaac, that was a brilliant fight, man. Round 2 was wicked. You see Chamberlain hurt Billam, and then the end of the round, Billam hurts him. Like that's old school, like Evander and Bo, like kind of. So that's what we need, and that's what I'm trying to bring back.
It's like the wars in boxing. We do like to see a good boxing match, but we also like to see the wars as well. The fighters go toe to toe. There is something about that, and sometimes, even if you're a really good boxer, like you said, well schooled, you couldn't even tie Jose Burton's laces in the amateurs, yeah, because there were levels to it. But there's something else about boxing that sometimes you've got to really go beyond skill. And an example of that is a recent fight in Saudi with Anthony Joshua. Talk to me about that.
Like it's look at that round 9 where AJ had him up. Usyk had to dig deep in that 10th round and really show levels. That's what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? You would think he's got him. He's ready to cook him. But the next round, he had to go somewhere else, dark, and show and take it up a step. And if you can't match that level, then you're done for. And that's what the pros is about. Just digging deep. How far can you go? Can you go to that place mentally? Yeah, man, it goes beyond just your skill and technique and whatnot. Nah, the pros is a serious game, man. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Have you ever been in a fight? I mean, we've obviously bantered about when you first started and stuff, but to this day, has there been a fight where you've literally gone back in that corner and thought, I mean, because it looked at one point like Usyk was speaking in tongues. He went back in that corner and yeah, like the Holy Ghost, whatever it was.
You need to take me to that, like help me get through this. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's going to that place. Do you know what I mean? And then, like I said, if you can't match it, if you can't go there with your opponent, then that's where you're done for. So, we've had to,
Where you really had to go and dig deep.
yeah, probably my early fights to be fair against Journeyman actually. Maybe I might have been a little bit injured or whatnot, and you just have to find like another level. But yeah, not really. I might have to go in this fight. You never know. We'll see. But like, it's one thing saying it, yeah, that I'm ready to go there. But let's see on the night. You know what I mean? Everyone says, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to," but when you're in there, then you'll know. Like,
Do you remember when I think it was Lomachenko before he fought Teofimo Lopez? And don't quote me on it, but I'm sure he said he hasn't been in those, those deep waters or those dark waters. No, Lomachenko. Don't quote me on it. Something along those lines. But then look at what happened in the fight. And this is sometimes, I think, even us as fans, we kind of like pick a winner. We look at previous fights, we say, okay, and we do a little maths in our head that determines who's going to win. But at the end of the day, nobody really knows who's going to win.
exactly, definitely. And to be fair, like, even when I fought Jose, like I said to Darren Barker, I said, because he was like, yeah, I sparred Jose, is a puncher, this, that, and I've been in there with him. And I remember listening to him, I was thinking, yeah, you don't know where, like, I'm ready to go, man. Like, if Jose is ready to go there as well, then okay, kudos to him, like, but you don't know where I'm coming from, how bad I want this, and I was genuinely ready to show that, like, on the night, and that's where my confidence comes from. And do you know what I mean? And again, respect to my opponent if they're ready to go there too. And do you know what I mean? But yeah, oof, I don't know. Yeah, man.
That moment then, when you switch off and you almost like go and you default to type. We see that with some fighters, and it's like, say for example, one of my sons was sparring, and he was sparring someone that was a lot better than him. But what he showed is he started to fight. The boxing went out the window, and he's.
Sometimes it does. You just, it's like,
I never knew he had
but exactly. But this is what I'm saying. Like, someone can be better than you, and that's it. They're just a better boxer than you. So you got to, everything goes out the window. Like, hey, fuck it, I just got to go for like, fuck this. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's sometimes what you got to do. I've done it in fights before. Like, do you know what I mean? Where it's, yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna box this guy, man. But sometimes you do have to. If something's working, just stick with that. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes, nah, it's not. And just, I've watched Mayweather fights, and you know, his corner's saying do this, and he's like, no, that's not working. The guy's this, or the guy's doing that. Like, he's covering up too well. Not scrap that. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's what boxing's about. It's not
It's not textbook, is it?
it's not like your coach is there with a pad like and he's playing. You know, you have to adapt to what is in there. That's what makes the best boxers. I can go in there and say, yeah, I'm gonna go in there and stick it on Shaq. I'm gonna be on the inside, and I might go there and he's good on the inside, and do you know what I mean? And I've got to switch it. I've got to adapt. So a lot of people even just like, yeah, Dan's got to come in, stick it on him or whatnot. Well, he'll probably be prepared for that. Do you know what I mean? If he isn't, then okay, that's cool. But I expect him to be prepared for that. You've got to cover all angles, man. Do you know what I mean? If I've got to just throw everything in the bin and just go at him, then that's what it's got to be. Do you know what I mean? As long as we make it at the end of the tunnel and our hands raised, that's what matters, man. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I like that though because it's the expression of IQ and that you can go in there with a plan, but things don't always go to that. You've got to have that instinct to be able to say, all right, he's not doing what I expected. And sometimes somebody mentioned, sometimes it's about listening to the coach and following the plan through, but then some fighters will say, no, I need to adapt.
The one, the fighter's the one in there, like, and that's why as well it's important to have a coach that understands that and knows, like, because if a coach is telling you to do something and you're just not comfortable doing it, there's no point you doing it. Like, it doesn't, it's like putting two magnets at the same side together. It's just going to clash. If I'm not comfortable doing it, you can't keep, nah, you got to do it. It doesn't matter what you see. The fighter's the one that's in there. So, yeah, I just think being able to adapt, that's the most important in boxing. That's why I think Floyd is the best ever lost. Because, yeah, he just knows how to adapt. Once he knows what you're good at, he'll try and disarm that, and do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I've said that recently. Work to someone's advantages, take away their advantages. Don't really look at their weaknesses. I want to take your advantages away, and sometimes I don't think a lot of fighters do that.
Exactly. Once you've taken their away, whatever their advantage is, a lot of them will be stuck. Like, it's, they don't know what to exactly, and you've basically won half the fight already by just doing that. So, people like your Bernard Hopkins, your Floyds, and that they're excellent at doing that. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm at that level and I do this.
Now you're Roy Jones, mate. Yeah.
And then you saw what happened. You know what I mean? I still need to link up with him to show. Do you know what I mean? So he can show me what I was trying to do and why I got put on my arse or whatnot. So yeah, man, that was brilliant though. That was good. Definitely need to get that Roy Jones link up for him.
But the thing is with you, and what I admire about you as a fighter is that you're someone that doesn't give up. You're someone that has pursued a career. Like you said, you didn't start off the best, but you pursued it. You didn't give up. You've stuck with your same coach. There's something about that continuity of keeping the same people around you. And I really do, you know, like I said, I've got to sit on the fence. I've just got to say, may the best man win. But all the best to both of you, and thank you so much for your time.
We'll get one in after the fight as well. Yeah, man, let's just get Saturday out of the way and then get some proper food in us and everything, and then yeah, we'll come in different on a different vibe. So yeah, man. But thanks for having me again. Hopefully it's not too long. You know, to be fair, I wanted to fight earlier. When did I last fight? March. Yeah, wanted to fight like June, July, but obviously I went out. I was sparring with Beterbiev in Canada, so yeah. Otherwise, I would have fought either in June or July. But that was an experience that I really wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it was brilliant, man. It was really good. I learned a lot. just being around like a unified world champion, watching him get ready for a fight and how he prepares, this experience you can't buy. Do you know what I mean? So I had to take that up. Otherwise, I would have fought earlier. But hey, here we are. We got a good fight, and like you said, made the best man win. And still,
You got to say it. October Red Boxing, Dan Azeez. Until the next time. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.